We have we have to remember to keep a cord right dropped into that those deep still waters and just settle into that, into our infinite nature, where there's peace and rest and power. And shorokere shireko. Ala rona shidai. Ala kono sho shiki halai. No. Shitake. Aina shit. Ela shi. Okay, I don't know if those deep, deep breaths help you, but oh,
That's
okay,
much better. I needed that so bad. Thank you. I
okay.
couldn't come down. I could not come down into me. I was up there.
I know that feeling. I know that feeling. It's hard to get back grounded and centered, especially after calls, especially after being in someone else's around in somebody's energy body, moving
In their
around there.
literally in their body. And
Yeah.
I'm just realizing that, and I don't even know like who to go to ask this. I'm like, I just realized that every time I have a client, I go into them, into the soul, merging with their soul to find out everything I can. And
Mm-hmm.
I do that with so much love. And I know my boundaries. It's not that I get quantum entangled. Like when I pull out, it's complete. I'm not leaving like any cords, but I'm realizing it's affecting me in a sense that I just stepped into somebody else's shoes that's suffering, or going through what they're going through. And I don't know. I don't know what I'm trying to say. I think that this happens to a lot of people when they first start doing reads and they don't know how to like come back and separate from that. So
I don't know if other people read like we do. I really don't
I
think they
yeah, it
do.
doesn't seem like it because if they did, things would be finished and like
Yeah,
I
I
see it
really don't.
through.
We are a different kind of being. We move as light and water. And when we get into that, we send our bubbles into that and our bubbles spin around and they send data back. Um, we are seeing and feeling into deeper depths, I think, than most people do. And because that water and light come back into our body and they report the data. So
Yeah.
I feel I experience the thing that they were experiencing as though I were them. Now there's definitely a distinct separation. I know it isn't me. I know I'm experiencing it on their behalf,
Yeah.
but it's still a very strong and part of I can speak for me. Part of my work is when I empathically live it, when I experience it like for them, as them on their behalf, that in itself is the healing, is a
It
lot
is.
of the healing. Yeah. It's
I'm
not
just
all of
learning
it.
this. Yeah, I'm just
It's
learning this.
and they're not alone. And I have gotten so much done with clients by just being in that moment with them because they feel alone. They feel
Yeah.
extremely alone and they feel unseen. And there's so much power in just seeing them.
Really
Just
really seeing
seeing.
like just a few words to them when you're in their space to that validates everything that they're experiencing. That in itself can release so much cellular trauma, loneliness, the childhood stuff I noticed,
Because
especially.
yeah, they're made to feel like they shouldn't feel how they feel. And this world has knocked them around to where it's like, well, your trauma wasn't as bad as someone else's, so you shouldn't feel the way that you feel. Or if that would have happened to me, I wouldn't have felt that way. They have like just justifying what they went through and just being in the moment with them changes a lot. It changes everything. Often that breaks the bond, and then that
It
that
does.
piece that was in them is they're free now.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm just I never was able to put it into like a context or the way you just did, but I discovered that today after my session. Wow, I was just completely in somebody else's life. And when you did that, when you helped me come back, I realized I hadn't completely pulled out because I was like, got to do the next thing. So that's
Yeah,
really important.
yeah,
Plus,
yeah.
if I hadn't completely done that, that person would feel little strands of Erica still in there,
Mhm.
and they don't need that. You know how
Well,
many, go ahead.
I in my travels I've learned about a role some of us Christed ones play called an authorized observer. And what that is that the way that the data from this realm, the way that the data gets uploaded is through the observation of the sentient beings here. It's like our eyeballs are cameras. We observe it, we experience it, and then that experience gets uploaded, say, to the cloud, to the book, to the universal book or whatever. Some people call it Akash. There's several different databases that where this information go, cloud that where this information goes. So when something gets logged and recorded, it's logged and recorded as a result of the observation of the people involved. But authorized observers, Christed ones, those of us who can fly around it and see it from every perspective, okay? Whenever we observe something, it gets uploaded completely, like it's a whole file. It's the whole thing. It contains the wholeness of the truth harmonic within it. Normally, it's this person uploaded a sliver, this person uploaded a
Yeah,
sliver, this person from their own perspectives. And their perspectives can often be skewed and morphed by all of the filters and traumas and all the
traumas.
stuff that's
Yeah.
going on in their bodies. We, as Christed ones, because I can split myself into light and water and fly all the way around it, see the entire, observe it with, package it with the wholeness of the essence of the whole thing, fill it with an entire truth harmonic, and then it gets uploaded as a whole package. It's complete. It's like it's a more, I can't think of the word, it's like a more fortified file.
It's
And
whole. It's complete. I don't know.
it's
Yeah,
complete
how else do you say it? Yeah, it's done.
and
It's
it's
not.
done.
Yeah, that
There's
was
nothing languishing. There's nothing hanging out. So when I
no.
work with clients and I go into that, I went in recently, well, it was probably a couple years ago, I went into Ireland during the potato famine. Like I had a client and I was working with her about lack and self-doubt. And when I went into her essence, I traveled back through generations, I spun through to mitochondria, back to her ancestor during the potato famine. But then that expanded to where I began to experience many of the women's what they went through during that time.
Wow.
Be- and I basically traveled through and had listened, watched these women's stories and uploaded it because one of their things, every woman that I encountered, it was the same thing. No one saw this. No one heard me scream. No one saw my baby die. And
Yes. Yes. Sorry,
and then
sorry to interrupt you, but yes,
no,
that is the biggest thing about when I go into what's it called? Inner child work with people.
yeah,
Um, I noticed that that is one of the things that gets people that have been in the SSP and are still really, really struggling. that there's a little aspect deep, deep in there. And it could be like a 3 or 4 year old self. And
Mm.
that little 3 or 4 year old child aspect of that person needed a hug at a certain moment. And sometimes that's all it takes. Hey, I'm here. I love you. You're safe. And it's just that one little child aspect that needs to come home to the original soul and
Yeah.
be embodied, and they want to be seen. They want to say, "Hey, I'm scared here." We
Mm.
These aspects, they're little broken bits of trauma from people, and they all need to come home. But it's just like you're saying, it is so powerful,
It's
compassion
like,
and grace
yeah.
and the witnessing.
Witnessing it, that this to me is what ministry is, by the way. I consider what I do ministry. I consider it ministering because that's what it feels like. I go, this is, in my opinion, this is how you heal the sick. This is how you help the grieving and the sad is you don't scream at them that, John 3:16, you don't
Yeah,
scream at
right.
them that you better repent. And, that's not ministry. You move into their space, whether we do it remotely or whether I'm sitting next to you. I open up a heart field and I am just with you, just in pure unconditional love, seeing you and accepting you in the moment. And most people will live and die not ever encountering a person who will give them a Christed love, who they can feel it from. They can feel it when they're near you. This has got nothing to do with religion.
Right.
They move through this world bumping into things and having these destructive relationships and getting all these warped ideas about what love is. I haven't even, that's a conversation we need to have someday about, let's
Yeah.
define what we mean by love, because that word is used a lot, but it's rarely defined. And I know it's likely undefinable, but we could come up with some parameters.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
they don't, they get these manufactured versions of love that aren't real love. And when you sit in someone's space or remotely move into their space and just be present with your heart
Open. Yeah.
and present with I mean, it comes out of me like rainbow colored shimmers and bubbles. And
Care
I
Bear.
just, yes, I just create us a bubble. And I love you, and you are so worthy. And I see you, and what you experienced mattered. And it changes, it literally will restructure reality.
It's got to restructure the cells. I mean, their cells are starving for that. And when they finally get that nutrient, yeah, they realign themselves beautifully.
That's like you're right. That's like an energetic nutrient, like a
Yeah.
supplement, but energetic. That's a really solid, valid point.
Yeah, but that's what a lot of people are starving for. It's yeah, our cells are starving for that. And I wanted to talk about that that you brought up about the Christed love and the Christed present and the Christed witness, because I had just realized, as far as, okay, we're going to go to Three Eye Atlas really quick again.
Yeah, yeah, I'm ready. Yeah,
Um,
it's on my mind.
so you talk about how it's different, okay, with the galactic envoys, the Christed, and I'm talking about the Christed who've done the work, who've healed, who are in their power, which means you have no fear, you have no lack, you have no, you know what I mean.
Yes.
Well, I'm realizing that, in the last week, the energies have been absolutely insane for just the galactic envoys. We went through gosh, this last week with the full moon, and every day was something huge for us. We had to basically let who we thought we were as people fall away, like real fast, like really quick. And that threw me, it really threw me into just weirdness. Because I'm just, I was just coming into discovering who I was, and then the universe was like, "Hey, Erica, you gotta forget about that now. We gotta empty you out because I'm gonna use you for this, and I need you to get rid of who you think you are and what you think you can do." And I'm like, "Okay." You know, I think that's when I called you crying.
I I do know that feeling. I have been emptied out and restructured now more times than I can count,
Right.
and at this point I'm pretty adaptable, because I know that I've been headed towards this version, this Lisa.
Yeah, exactly. And that's why all of this had to happen. And I wish if you are a galactic envoy out there, this last few weeks has been hard. Please give yourself some grace. Um, Three-Eye Atlas coming in.
Yeah.
I realized something that you had said last time. You had talked about how the admirals came to you and said, "Okay, we're going to go with your plan." Well, I had a moment similar to that last night, and I wanted to bring it up. I was reading a bunch of posts that people were writing about. I tried to remote view Three Eye Atlas and I saw this. This other person remote views it and sees this. This other person sees this. And they go between like the most frightening, evil thing to maybe violent to benevolent to amazing. So I realized that shield that they use is like a technology. It's like a alarm system.
Hmm.
Like you remember, I'm like, do you remember millions of years ago in Egypt when you had to walk between the eyes of the Sphinx? And if you had any impurity in your soul or any kind of malintent or anything that was dense that was not good, you couldn't pass. It had to read you and you had to be pure of heart, pure of intention, pure of soul. The same thing with the shield around Three Eye Atlas. I think I've also been to a hub that has the same technology where people are working with these comets. All these ships that are coming in are doing amazing, amazing stuff for all of us. Anyways, I'm going off on a tangent, sorry. You
No,
were
no, I'm
talk
listening.
you were talking about the Christed ones witnessing. I went back, I don't even know how to say this. Last night I was shown, when the universe pulls you back and you see the big, big picture and how everything fits together. In my book, I talk about how there were people watching and listening in my head. I mean, I had bad guys, I had like handlers doing the same thing, but I had what I knew was a group of very high level, benevolent, almost like a council watching. And they were with me for many years. And it just occurred to me last night what they were doing. So I had many different jobs with nanny positions. I've always worked with people. I've always had the psychic job as like a side hobby thing because I love helping people. But in my mind, I would hear them. Well, what do you think, Erica? Like if I was at my nanny job and I was witnessing the mother not wanting to bond with the baby, and I would be asked, like, why do you think she's doing that? Why doesn't she? And I would be explaining to somebody who didn't understand how things work down here, how they worked. So I would be doing things like changing the diapers or just washing the bottles at my job, and a window would open in front of me. And all these times that this would happen, nobody else was watching, nobody else would come in. It was be like everything would just become still. And like in front of me, like a window opened and I would be in front of a council. I didn't put it together until last night. They would be asking me questions like, well, what do you think it would require for this family that you're working for to come into their hearts to really understand that what they're doing is harming their child? Questions like that, like this person or these people had didn't know anything about being boots on the ground on Earth. I also, I mean, this happened a lot, not just with my nanny position. It would be in any awkward human 3D situation I was in. A window would open and they would say, "Well, what do you think would fix this situation, Erica?" And I would answer, not ever knowing who I was talking to. Come to find out, a few nights ago, a elderly Panther being admiral explained to me that don't know if it's Three Eye Atlas or the Swan Craft or all of them or the whole thing altogether, has been communing with, you know what I'm going to say, you, the Christed galactic envoys, for years. Ask because they needed to know exactly what frequencies, what harmonics, what specifics they would need energetically to raise not just the frequency, but to open people's hearts. I remember my biggest argument when those little windows would open, my biggest argument was, you don't understand. If these people here knew that there was hope, they would be playing a different, everybody would be onto it. Even 'cause I don't know how to say this. The people watching through my eyes and listening through my ears didn't understand why there was so much separation and lack and how the mindsets work and why families were broken and why kids were being ignored and just basic human stuff. But it was because they were trying to figure out the exact harmonics to fix it. Okay, fast forward to a week ago. Um, I was taken on board really briefly through a scout craft. One of my husband's friend, pilot, I guess he picked me up, took me there. We were having meet and greets, like meeting family members that we hadn't seen in so long. Um, but this, what was he? Was like this Panther elder admiral explained to me that they had to find out from the entire group of Christed Galactic envoys exactly what was going on, and they needed our input because we were down here in it. And because they gathered all of our input, that gave them the trajectory, that gave them the exact harmonics that they needed to use for the planet. We did this. It's just bizarre for me to say that. Like everything that's happening now, the matrix is going to be pulled and broken. We're going to have a major heart opening. All these things that were wrong with the planet are being fixed right now. I know I'm jumping around here. I just get really excited, but so right as we're speaking right now, there are thousands of ships in a geometric formation around the planet right now, and they're sending these harmonics and frequencies to everybody. They're like bubbles of bliss, but they're keeping them on the planet because what's happening right now is such an intense rebirthing of Sophia. They want to make sure that there's no like major volcanic activity. they're doing a quickening for all of our hearts. Like everybody's being zapped right now to open up. It's amazing, but what's more amazing is this was our idea. This came from us. This didn't come from ETs. They
No,
got
I know.
yeah, so it was
That's
like you
why
were saying last time.
y'all don't, nowhere on my TikTok, nowhere will you find me talking about, Galactic Federation or ships or I don't talk about that stuff. I don't have any problem with it, but it's not really my jam. Like aliens are gonna come help us. Like it's like our hope for the world is the Pleiadians or it's the ETs. I don't think for a minute that anything outside of me is gonna give me better, more accurate information than what comes directly through me. I've never had hope in any kind of ETs or benevolent. No, absolutely not. No, because you don't know what we need. Okay?
Exactly.
You can't know. So when I hear people always telling me what this alien said and that and channeling this and that and the other and the G, go on, do your thing. I'm working. Okay. And and we did this, and this is our tech. This is our tech. I know my technology when I feel it, and I
Yeah.
know how I designed things. Okay. I know that we are the keys, the harmonic resonant keys. We broadcast the flower harmonic resonance pattern, a very distinctive pattern
Yes.
that enough of us had to reach a specific level. We had to reach a level. Enough of us had to reach that place to where really what we ended up doing was building something like a flower supra soul key. And it looks very much like this flower that's behind me. That's
Right
why I
behind
started
you. Yeah, I was
this
gonna say
image.
that. Yeah.
This is what we did, but we had to do it in groups. So, like, we had to find each other harmonically, make our links together, and we constructed things that are, I call them supra souls. So it would be 12 of us at a time would lock together and then create a 13th thing, which is a
Oh,
separate,
wow.
now a new structure, a 13th super soul, and it's spinning. And it looks very much once fully activated. I've just now saw our keys fully activated in the last 24 hours. All of our so we as in groups 12 at a time locked in, created our 13th thing, and then enough of those got activated that they created keys in the fields.
That's
And
amazing.
so these keys are what that they send a beacon. And gnosis, I just did a teaching on my TikTok about gnosis. Gnosis creates a beacon. It sets a beacon inside of you. When you settle into that gnosis of I am what I am,
Yes, yes.
remember I remember myself. And like you said earlier, there's no doubt, there's no fear, there's full embodied gnosis that I am not a social security number. Okay.
Yeah.
I am not a member. I'm not a member of this matrix machine. So we did this. This is our tech. I have a hard time stopping myself from saying my tech. I know it isn't
You know what?
mine.
That's was hard for me, but let's say it right now because
It's
I want to be in my power. This technology is our tech.
yes,
We
yes,
created this.
mine. It's yours.
Yes.
Yes, it really is. And that's why when I hear people, this thing with everybody seeing it differently, viewing it differently, seeing a different thing when they look, it has a mirroring effect. This
Yeah.
thing does. Okay. It's mirroring things back. And I I know that the remote viewers must know that you would need to make a modification for a different harmonic. You can't read into this harmonic the way you would a third dimensional space or a
No.
fourth or a fifth or an eighth or a ninth or a 10th or even a 12th. You are not going the same way you read, the way you've been reading everything else is not the way you would need to make an adaptation and a modification to your process. I would imagine that in order to, again, you're not going to be able to fully see it unless you've got that gnosis, unless you're anchored into that gnosis. and fully Christed, fully lit up. Like the fascia is clear, the interstitium is running rainbow light through it. You know, your heart chakra is spinning completely. It doesn't have dark shadows in it. Um, and and you yeah, you have to move from a state of abject wholeness. And I mean 360 by 360 by 360 by 360 by 360 infinitely. You've got to be in that state of wholeness in order to be able to see beyond its cloaking, you know. And again, I even think the mirror images that people are receiving are beneficial for them.
Yeah.
If if they will see it and go, this isn't what's in the craft, this is a mirror. This is, let me get in myself and check this real quick.
Yes, let me get in myself and look. Let me figure out why I saw that.
Why did I see this? Beep, boop, beep, boop, beep. Okay, let me get in there. Okay, team, come on, get my team in here. Let's, guys, take a bath, clear, fast for a day. Get your feet on the ground. Whatever it is that you have to do, open that throat up. For some reason, I feel like in order to see right now, we need to open these throats up. But
Yeah.
anyway, to get yourself completely clear, otherwise you might settle into the ego interpretation of what you're seeing.
Yeah.
And also, I want to say one more thing too, that as a remote viewer, we all know, like, it's just like if you were to send 1,000 people into the Grand Canyon with cameras. They're all in the Grand Canyon in the same place at the same time, but every one of them is going to take pictures. When we look at everybody's pictures when it's all over, to give them a disposable camera, let them fill that roll up. You sit and you look at the pictures, every single image is going to be different. Even though everyone was in the same place at the same time doing the same thing, they clocked different things. So, as remote viewers, we have to understand that we're clocking a sliver, just a sliver, just a sliver, just a sliver. So, in order to get a whole picture, you would need to read from this perspective and this perspective and this perspective, and
Hmm.
then like a CT scanner, like a CT scanner,
Yeah.
depending on the level, the depth of what it is that you're trying to see. So, as a high minded remote viewer, you would know I saw a sliver, back up, clear, go back, look for another sliver. Okay, clear, go back. What about from this perspective? What about from this perspective? So you would need to do that in order to get a whole picture. But also, we don't know the names of every single species that exists in the multiverse.
No, we don't
And
know. We don't know anything.
we don't know anything. So the idea that we would have a name in our lexicon for the consciousnesses on this associated with this craft, it's unlikely. It's not impossible, but it is unlikely that we would even have a name for these things, or even anything in our lexicon to
We
comprehend
don't.
what.
Yeah, we don't.
So, which means you have to find the words you do have to try to explain the unknowable. And so now that's another bridge that has to be built by the high-minded viewer, by the wide open-hearted viewer. So when I hear these perspectives, I take them, I understand what's happening, that we're seeing, limited slivers here and there.
Yeah.
But finally, I know for sure that there isn't. I can speak for me and likely for you because we are in the same super soul.
Yeah.
Um, that this isn't malevolent. This is not malevolent. I am so clocked into that harmonic resonance. I genuinely, you ain't coming close to the planet I'm on if you're a bitch, okay?
Right.
If you got dirty hands and bad intentions, you're not coming near what we have built, because I can see what we've built, and I know that nothing's getting near it. And there's this other thing. I'm sorry I'm rambling, but there's this other
Keep going.
thing, that there's a whole new language that I'm detecting in the fields.
We
It's
need
not
it.
verbal language. There's a different harmonic. It isn't geometry. Harmonic, I keep using that word. I wish I had a better one. But there is a different song there's different melodies. There are different melodies, and it feels so much like this flower. What I'm perceiving is so much like this flower. And the reason I'm saying that is because I work like I'm about this life. I have always had gifts my whole life. I was broken like you, SRA, fractured, the whole thing. I really, 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 really got rocked. I got my shit rocked in this life, okay? But I still always kept a hold of that some angelic nature or something of the sort that I was, just like you did, like that purity, that sweetness, that wholeness. I always held on to it. And I'm about this life. I purify. I'm like I said, this is my whole essence, my whole being. And even having said all of that, there's a new language coming online that I don't have words for, that I cannot find.
We need it though. We need that
We
because
do.
we so
So
need it.
the viewers, let me just close that loop. So the viewers might be encountering, the remote viewers, if assuming they have a Christed spirit running and they're viewing through that, they might be seeing things, they ought to be seeing things that they don't really know how to explain right now. They don't have words for yet.
Yeah. And but it's exciting. You can feel
Oh,
it. I can feel it. Like
yeah.
I'm resigned to understanding that it's our creation that they're using and it's beautiful and that's all I need to know because for the first time in my life, I'm feeling bliss. I'm feeling love. I'm feeling waves of I don't even know the names of it because they're so amazing feelings. Like what is this? I
And
don't
that's the
know
other
words.
reason I know that there's these positive, like you said, all these beams, you said they're blasting us.
Oh yeah.
And I know that because I'm getting that bliss as well. And my body just dropped 30 pounds. My body evaporated 30 pounds in the last month.
Oh my gosh. Talk
My
about
body,
letting go of what you don't need, really.
it
That one.
transitioned. I have been there's been this one weight. I haven't been able to get below it in 20 years. Okay. This
Oh,
one weight,
wow.
I was stuck at it, and that's for all my efforts, lots of different things. And I go through those sicknesses, and I'll go weeks without eating and not lose weight. I mean, I will go weeks, okay? But suddenly, this past month, literally, my body started changing. Everything, it just started to melt off. I cannot get over. I'm like, I don't, it's like I didn't even I haven't even adapted to this new skinnier body yet because I keep putting on my old clothes and they're falling off. And I'm like, oh yeah, you're you're a little skinnier now, Lisa. So
Wow.
I know that that's part of this transition. I know that I even posted on Facebook. It's like, I feel like I'm getting ready to fit in my wedding dress.
Yes, exactly. That's what it feels like though.
Like
We
Matthew
are
25,
being we
in the
are
Bible.
being what's the word? Transmutated? Is that the right word?
That'll work. That'll work. Transformed,
Trans
transfigured. We're
made
being
transfigured.
transfigured.
Transfigured. There you go.
And that's that parable of the bridegroom. In Matthew 25, it's the parable of the bridegroom where the he talks about when the Christ returns, that you better have your lamp lit
That's
and your oil filled.
right. That's right.
Yeah, when he comes for his bride, so to speak. And so I've been having that feeling like I'm being prepared for a wedding. For I know positively it's not big things coming. They're here right now. We are in the process
Yeah.
of the transfiguration, but it's
Yeah.
not going to be everybody. Everyone's not going to experience what we are
No.
experiencing.
No.
Yeah.
It was a choice that was given to everybody for years and years and years. Choose love, choose
Years
fear.
and years. So we've had so many opportunities. You make such a good point. It's
For
been
what
opportunity after opportunity.
years and years of opportunities for people to choose love or choose fear, to choose duality or to choose to turn inward and make them, and that's that soul's choice. That soul chose, you know what? I don't really get it this time. Maybe I need to do another go around, and that's okay.
Right.
That's okay. Where
Yeah,
everybody's at is okay because
exactly.
this has happened, and when I say this, I mean, how do I say this? This planet has ended and restarted like 7 or 8 different times,
Yeah.
and this was gonna be another end, but we came down here, and we put our formulas together and figured it out. So this isn't going to be an end. This is going to be a beginning for a lot of people. And
Yes.
that wasn't easy. It was not easy for us to do that because of what we had to go through. But,
Yeah.
somebody asked me the other day, if you had to do all the same things and go through all of it again for the same reason, would you? And I said, absolutely. Can you believe I said that with all the torture that we went through? I
Uh,
said I would
I
do it
I
again.
can only because I would also, and I know the love that's driving you, and I
Yeah.
and because we're mostly on the other side of it now, so it's like we do know that it turns out okay.
Yeah.
Maybe if you ask,
But I think
maybe
that we had that. I feel like that was, you talked about that purity that we held on to, even in the worst abuse. In my mind, I knew there was someplace good, somebody good, some goodness. And
yes,
I held on to that like that's all I had. But how come that didn't happen for everybody? You know what I mean? Like I wonder like how, and I think that I had to have that. I'm starting to have memories. I had most of my SSP memories, but I'm getting heavy ones now because I'm okay. I'm in the bliss, so I'm getting the really heavy ones. Even in the SSP, I had to hold hope for the other children, for the other people in cages, for the other ETs that were going to be killed. I had to hold that candle for them too. We had
yeah.
big jobs here.
Oh, yeah. Oh boy, did we. It's it's so worth it. It's so worth it. It was so much suffering, and thinking back to how much suffering we had to go through in order just to design the tech that we've called back to ourselves. Okay, because when you said that, I cycled through many lives that I have lived. I have a lot of memory, a lot of recall from many
Yeah,
other
you
runs
do.
off world, all sorts of things. And I was just cycling through all the suffering and all the lives and the things I learned this time and things I learned that time and things I learned to learn to learn to learn and mastering, putting together and mastering our plan. And our plan was housed. I'm just seeing this right now. Our plan was housed in this different field that looks like this flower. It's in a different field. Like nothing could have looked in on our plans. Like they couldn't have peeked
No,
our plan.
no. That's
Even
the beauty of it.
with all their tech that's in these bodies that they made us living towers of Babel. They just filled us with nanotech and then viewed, like basically followed our travels because they can't know the mind of God. So they put the nanotech and the
And
Christ in
us,
one,
yeah.
and they followed our travels. But this, where we stored this plan, was it's in a separate time and space, a completely different dimensional space.
Base, yeah.
Like, and they could not have seen it. They couldn't have peeped us like we did. An extraordinary is not the word. It's not even Herculean. It's I mean, we're gonna really like when this is over, we're gonna be like high fiving and like,
I
taking shots.
know.
Like, whoa, like it's so crazy. So this language and the fact that I'm able to access it now and you're able to access it, it must mean that we're safe to access it.
Yeah, that's
We're,
another thing. That's another thing is so much of what we had was hidden from us for our
yeah.
safety, not because we were being punished, not because we were whatever all the, people talk about this hell, this slave planet or whatever. No, no. Things had to happen the way they happened because like you said, okay, so you have all the galactic envoys. We're all isolated all around the planet, We were all speaking with the same whoever who was creating the frequencies with our music, our musical notes, but we were so isolated from each other, we couldn't have known that we were doing this too. So
That was
it was like it's like gathering a giant orchestra from all across the planet who don't see each other and they're all trying to play their part of the song and but now they're doing it. Does that make sense?
it does. And it does. And it's just like I am so just gobsmacked. Because on my TikTok, what I've done is I've created like I guess I'm something like a tower, like a broadcast tower. So like I've got on there and I'm the signal and I've been beaming the signal from us for us for my little part of the mission work,
Yeah.
which is just a little bitty sliver. And I've been over the years, I've got, a lot of the same people. We have really a clan. We've got a group.
Yeah.
And watching them over the years I've been, and they've been walking me through too. It hasn't just been me teaching them, it's their
Oh
feedback.
no.
We're doing this as a group, you know, watching them morph and change and grow, and little by little, watching the light turn on and
Oh, I
watching
love
their
that.
chest. I mean, like we've been getting each other prepared, not even really knowing for sure, not even
Not
really having words
knowing.
for like what are we doing. We didn't even really have words for sure for what we were doing. We just knew that we needed to be in each other's energy and we needed to purify. I mean, at minimum, we kind of knew that, like, okay, I got to get clean, something's coming. I don't know what it is for sure, but I got to clean this up. I
Yeah.
got to get this trauma out of my body and get myself purified for some trip. It's like I'm getting ready for a trip or a wedding, probably a wedding then a trip.
It feels it feels like in my few seconds of memory on that craft, it felt like a wedding celebration. Nobody was, everybody was celebrating. And I I had to think about that for a second because that's a really big party. Like this thing is 100 times bigger than Three Eye Atlas, and everyone was celebrating. And I'm thinking, oh, well, that's because they know that we did it. That's because, oh, so like, then that got me excited. Wait a minute. They can see the big picture and they're celebrating. And this wave of excitement, relief, and oh my God, we did it washed over me. Nothing that happens, nothing that I see on the news, nothing that I look out my window and see at this point is going to shake me. I know a
Dang,
gabillion% that we're good now.
dang. There's such bliss is not the word. Joy
It's a new
isn't the
word.
word. Like I don't even know. Like I said, I need new language because not only did we do it, but like I have physical, I know for sure it's not just delusion because we had to we I don't know if you did, but I always try to check myself like,
Me
sanity check,
too.
Lisa. Sanity check, Lisa. You okay, girl? You doing all right? Have you gone off the deep end? Have you got spiritual psychosis? They always say that.
Yeah,
Do you got
I
some
know.
spiritual psychosis,
I
Lisa?
can't tell you how
So
many times I check myself during a day.
exactly. So it's like I can see the physical evidence. Like I said, my body completely changed. My countenance has changed. My skin color has changed. My hair color has changed. I am physically transforming in front of my own eyes.
Same.
I know for sure that it is happening. It is actually done. Like I got that feeling it's done. And all of this matrix stuff, it feels like it's like a memory already.
Yeah, me too. I feel like and that's the way I'm looking at the past. Like I feel like everything's over and I'm looking back at it like, wow, that was hard. Wow. But then I'm thinking, wow, it's like a mem just like you said, my trauma is like it happened to someone else. I mean, I still know it happened to me, but it's there's a buffer between me and the pain I experience. There's this, oh, sorry, my computer's dying right now. Hold on.
Okay. Sorry about that.
Come on.
I'm gonna go grab a drink while you do that, okay?
Okay, we always have issues.
That's okay. We can edit this part out.
I don't know how to like even give an intro for this. Um, I just wanted to have talks. I just wanted to be able to have talks, real talks about what we're experiencing as, I don't know, Christed Jedi galactic envoys. And I'm hoping that this helps anybody else that is part of this group. I don't know what I'm trying to say. Oh, you just came out of your flower like a little bumblebee. You just walked right out of the flower.
That's so funny. Oh, okay. So, yeah, big stuff. And I'm so happy. Oh, that's the other thing. We're all feeling the same things. So that's the other confirmation,
Oh, yeah.
you know. And this is going to happen in waves. It's going to happen in I'm sure maybe waves have already gone before us during this life, but we'll go in shifts, so to speak. And I don't even know what go means. I just know that life as it was is going to look different from now
Way
on.
different. Way different.
Yeah.
I'm not even planning to pay taxes because I know that sounds funny, but I feel like I don't have to. I don't know
No,
why.
no, I have no future connection to any of this, whatever it was that we were doing here.
Yeah,
There, it's over. It's
it
over.
is.
I'm not plugged into any of it. I'm not
Yeah,
plugged into the government. None of it feels like it has anything to do with me anymore.
anymore. Yeah. And I like even like I said, I don't feel like I need I mean, I don't feel like I need to pay taxes. I'm sure people say that, but I say that like I know that they're not going to come after anybody at this point. Anyone on the face of the earth that doesn't, this matrix
There's
is falling and all it's going to take is us to disengage and there's
right,
nothing they can do.
right.
Nothing
Just
they can.
disengage. I've been screaming that for years now. And I had to work up the courage to do that. Like I little by little had to work up the courage to pluck off these cords. Like I thought I needed this matrix. I thought I needed this apparatus. I thought I needed it to be a part of this society. I thought I needed all of it, but little by little, I just stopped sending my thoughts all day to what does the machine want, and I
Yeah.
just I quit attuning to it. I quit caring about it. I just started building my own structures inside of my own heart,
And
and
that's what it takes to break the matrix. If everybody would do that, there's and that's where, you choose fear or you choose love. I choose, when I say I choose love, I mean all the way in. I know love is going to transform this entire planet, and I am in that, what is it? In that timeline, reality. That's my reality. And
Yes.
other things are not in my reality.
Yeah.
It's
And it's
exciting.
easy really to know that. Like when I first started hearing that about it's in my reality or it's not, like your timeline, my timeline, I thought it was woo-woo way early. I'm talking years ago.
Oh, me too.
But it really helped me to understand that. And this is how I teach my people on TikTok. Right now, in this very moment, there's someone who's on the road, on the side of the road with a needle in their arm. They're an addict. There's someone who's a prostitute. There's someone who's climbing Mount Everest. There's someone who's an executive in a penthouse in New York City. There's someone who is, living on the streets of Chile right now. Like there, right at this very moment, there are 8 billion people having 8 billion different experiences. Okay. There are infinite experiences that could be had, that are being had, that I'm not having. Okay. I'm not having those. I am here and I'm the only one having this specific experience in this chair with this little cover, talking to Erica, my beautiful friend. You know, I'm the only one doing this. So it really, you're the only one who can have your experience anyways. And of the unlimited potentials, like I choose, I didn't choose to go again, stop on the street and do some drugs on my way home. I just chose to come home, you know? So this is how I'm choosing my timeline. This is how I'm choosing my experience by making, you know, wise choices. And
Choices. Every choice you make is for your timeline, and you never deviate from that. You just stick with it.
right.
And literally,
So
the old one doesn't exist anymore.
and the choices that I'm making are leading me to this higher version of whatever experience we are stepping into. The choices that I made is what led me here. So I'm not making choices. I didn't spend my time, and there's no offense to anybody who does this, but I didn't, in the last 10 years, I haven't spent my time like chasing money or trying to build a portfolio or like for me, my time and energy was much better spent going inward. I've been investing in my soul.
Yeah,
And I think right now that's what we are reaping the benefit, the reward of that investment. That's what we've been spending our time and energy on. You can spend it on anything at all that you want to.
right.
This is what we invested in. So this is what we're going to get the reward for.
Yeah.
And that's not, I'm not saying we were right and someone else was wrong. It
No, no,
just,
no,
this
not at
is how
all.
we, this is
But
how we have
it
to
is,
build our experiences.
it's the time for the envoys to be seen for, I'm talking about Galact Christ, the galactic envoys for their sacrifices, for the level of suffering. That's not, and I want you to know that. I want everyone else to know that that's going to be compensated. Is that the right word? For the,
Remunerated. Yeah.
yeah, the things that the work that we did, even though in the Matrix, it's not like high
I'm
level.
sorry.
Go ahead.
Just a second.
Go
I'm
ahead.
sorry. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. Someone's banging on my door and I
Oh,
don't know. Hold on.
you can tell we don't script this, right? We're just winging it. I don't think I would be good in a scripted as
Okay. All right. Sorry. My grandkids were someone was banging on my door and I was like, who's there?
that's hard
Okay,
to
please
focus
go.
on.
Okay, please go
What
ahead.
are we talking about?
We're gonna be compensated or
Oh,
remunerated
yeah.
for the suffering.
So, we started this talk about, you were talking about being seen and needing to be seen and acknowledged, and that's what heals, right? So I'm saying that to all the galactic envoys. All of you, all of us were seen. All of the targeting, all of the torture, all of the suffering everything that we had to go through was witnessed by someone else who now, how do I say this? That's our worth now. Kind of like the equivalent of how many years you go to college and then you've got the three-letter, you know. So we, in our sense, you know, went through all the SRA, all the just horrifying SSP being split. We had a witness. Each of us did. And this witness is now saying, okay, these people are getting paid. Now, I don't know what that's going to look like. I know it's going to come in love and blessings, and that makes me happy. But I really even think a lot of us are going to get some financial help too.
Yeah.
And that's one of those knowings. I don't know how it'll work. I don't know what it's going to look like, but I know it. So that's
Yeah.
exciting.
Yes. Yeah. I've been feeling that very much as well, that our come up is coming,
Yeah,
our come up.
that's what it's called, a come up.
Yeah. Our come up is coming. I really genuinely do believe that. And I held on to, I guess, kind of a doubtful belief of that for like a really like a holding out hope for hope before. But now it isn't a hope and it isn't a belief. It's just an abject gnosis.
No,
I
sis.
just know that actually there isn't anything outside of us who can decide that we can't have our come up. There,
That's true.
I mean,
Because there really
nobody.
is no higher authority now.
Right. Exactly. Exactly. There isn't anything that's going to keep me from it. You cannot keep me from it, and you can no longer make decisions over my well-being, my being and or my well-being. You can I'm disconnected now. I'm free.
You're free. I'm free.
And you're free. And we're free. And many of us are speaking this new language. And like you said, I don't know what it's going to look like, but I just don't have any doubts whatsoever. When I scan my fields, I scan the inner, the outer. I don't have any doubts that I will just wake up and have, I wanted my property. I wanted a farm. I want where my grandkids can go play with goats instead of stare at a TV. Really, I just want them to be able to go brush a horse instead
Yeah.
of
Yeah.
stare at a TV. Like
Yeah.
that's really all I want. I just want them to I just want a bunch of space so they can go outside
Oh, you'll
and
get
play.
it. You'll get it.
Yeah, and I want to be this woman. I want to serve. I want to minister. I want to share this, and I just want peace. And that's what's going to happen.
Yes, that is what's going to happen.
I don't feel right about
We
saying
get
it's
our
gonna
rest. We deserve our rest too. For real, for real, for real. You know, I called you how many days ago crying because I was done. I was
Yeah,
at my end. Like, I don't, the stuff that I went through with targeting has put me, like, my entire face is swollen still. And
yeah,
it's so painful. And I got to the point the other day, and this is why I scan myself every day. I got to the point the other day and I called you and I'm just like, I'm so tired of being so sick and tired. And I was at the bottom and I'm like, okay, maybe I'll just decide to quit. And then I'm like, whoa. And I check my aura and of course I see a little black snake right through my center trying to like trick me into like making myself die. But so tricky.
and the week before that, I call you, and I'm like, "Did I just want to disappear?"
It was a hard 2 weeks.
Really, it really was. It's like one minute I'm like, I just want to disappear, and the other minute I'm like, that's my tech in the sky.
I
Like, oh, like I'm a power
know. Both of
traveling,
us.
but my back aches. You know?
It's like, oh, they're using my technology on the entire planet, but I heard. I don't care.
Exactly. Fix the spine. That's the last thing. Like, my body's been healed of so many
Oh,
impossible
I
things,
know.
like things that I should have never
Oh, I
recovered
know.
from, but it healed. This is the last thing is this spine. I'm like, just if I could just go like time without this pain in my spine, that's the last thing I need. And I've already healed a lot of what happened in my spine. There's just a little bit left that got
Yeah,
to get through, but it'll
and you
be part of
will.
the come up.
And it will. It really will. There's, oh God, there's so much. I mean, I was I have access to Looking Glass, and last night sometimes I get a peek, and I'm not supposed to talk about it. And plus, if I did anyways, I would just sound like one of those people saying, so I don't go there. But oh my God, we have a come up coming. That's all I'm gonna say. It's so exciting.
I have I have no doubt about it. And more, I feel like there's also a lot more ancient tech waking up than just it's far more than just this 3i Atlas and its traveling
Oh yeah.
companions
It's
and the Booga sphere as well. But there's a lot more tech. I feel that tech waking up. My body is connected to ancient technology.
That's where I wanted to go next. You're always right with me. So
And I
yes,
I sense it. And it don't wake up unless we construct our super souls, unless enough of us create these flower keys. That tech doesn't wake up until we build these things. So we've built them, and that's why it's waking up. It's
yeah,
responding to us. These things
it's
are responding
responding.
to us.
All the harmonics are responding to each other. This song is being created, and another thing, I was trying to remember another thing that I heard last night that is happening for us. Um, okay, so there's the galactic envoys. A lot of us are so lonely. They're going to be pairing us because we have a, this is the end of something, but it's also the beginning of something amazing. So we're being prepared for new jobs that aren't going to be anything like what we had to go through. This is part
Mhm.
of our come up too, but they're going to be pairing certain galactic envoys, and it's like you said, putting certain envoys together to create a new thing. And this is ancient Lemurian, I'll call it Lemurian. I don't know what else to call it. It's ancient technology. It is in us. And a lot of what all of these Andromedan and Syrian ships are doing is removing. Now, think about 450,000 years since Atlantis, how much technology they put in us to keep our DNA at two strands, that's being lifted too. All the craft around the entire planet are pulling up all of these little, energetically, these little things that were put on us to keep us. So there's going to be a lot waking up in us that we have no
Yeah.
idea. And that's why I want to have these talks because there's stuff coming that there's no words for, there's no context for, it's
Yeah.
new.
Yes. 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 I feel that so strongly. And every time you start talking, I keep again, it's like there's a I'm hearing you're speaking in English, but I'm also hearing another language while you're speaking. Why is that funny?
It it makes sense to me. I can't put it into words, but it makes
Okay,
sense
okay.
to me.
I'm hearing this other language and I'm watching this writing and it's in blue and it kind of goes backwards, almost like it moves in a spiral rather than like right to left. And it's
But
like,
that's
huh?
Go ahead. Go ahead.
I'm it's just an interesting added sensory perception while we're talking. And also when I go to speak, I want to speak in this other language. It's very difficult. This feels so antiquated. These words I'm using right now
Yeah, old
just feel,
and they don't fit. And I tell people that this is why I tell people English is not my first language because whatever you're saying, that's my original language.
yes,
Don't
that's
know
what I
what it
feel.
is. It's
It's
a,
coming back. It's
it's
like,
a, yeah, it comes, it comes up from the deepest, oldest, most ancient part of me.
yes.
And it's not a word, it's an energy. I can't put it into
I mean,
words yet.
it really is like it's hard for me to try to keep this English language because there's this other and it's whew, whew. I mean, this is it's water, but it's water. It's water. It kind of sounds like water when it moves. It's
Trickling.
it flows. It flows. It's not boxy like this. There's this
Yeah, not boxy like words are choppy and boxy. This is more of a,
it's melodic. It's melodic. And there's like all the word. It's like cursive, like the whole sentence would be in cursive, not just one word, 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 word. It just all flows
flows
together and it
together.
kind of moves as a spiral. And it is more ancient than ancient. And actually, as we're connecting and as I'm moving through this, especially when you said Lemuria, um, actually, really honestly, wow, wow, wow. Truth be told, every single thing we've learned here has been wrong. Like there's been some truth within the harmonics themselves. Okay, we've been able to hold and sustain energies that still had some purified strands, so a little bit of the original harmonic from little bit of the original hum, so to speak.
Yeah.
Yes, a very little bit. We've been using placeholder stories just to hold those harmonics. That's what the stories have been for. They haven't been true or accurate. They've just been parables, parable. They have been for the purpose of holding the harmonic, structures that hold the harmonic. I can feel and see this perfectly clearly now without any distortion whatsoever. The stories have the historical stories, the characters, nothing, none of it has been actually correct. Not the words, the tones, the harmonics, the hums, have been maintained through these stories, but everything has been false. We're about to get our minds blown. Like even the baseline high-minded things that we think we know, even the baseline high-minded things, like even all these words we're saying right now, I genuinely feel my team is like, oh sweet baby, oh sweet angel, oh sweet baby girl, you just wait, like you about to have your socks blowed all the way off.
We are. We really are. And I feel like it's going to happen within the next 2 months, like
Yes,
so fast.
prepare your belly. Okay, this is okay. I hear you. Okay, so this is me. It's not like I get this is me. This is okay. Prepare your belly, prepare the space, prepare the solar plexus. The solar plexus, that's what I'm being shown, the solar plexus. So it's looking like prepare it like for a garden, prepare it for a crop, like you know how you break dirt up, you break dirt so you till it so that you can drop seeds in it. Okay, what I'm being shown, and this is the advice that I'm being, I hear you, shown to give, is go on and allow that to break open. It is only the ego will experience it as discomfort. Only the ego will experience it as discomfort. You can go on and let that just settle into the gnosis. This solar plexus, I sincerely, truly, deeply in this moment feel my solar plexus. It is being changed. It doesn't even look like a normal chakra. Chakras don't even look like what I thought they looked like. So mine is being restructured. This is so fascinating to watch. But the point is, the message is go on and let it all break up. Let it break up. The ground, let
Break
the
open.
ground get tilled and just leave yourself open for the new seed. And don't hold on to the old ways. I see that so
Nope.
strongly. It's
Let
gonna
it
hurt.
go.
It's gonna hurt. It's
Just
gonna hurt and it's gonna take longer if you hold on to like, oh no, I have to use this, like things like things like some comments like I got it just on my TikTok, things like the flower of life geometry is corrupted, Metatron's cube is evil, um, squares cubes are bad, like all of these things like that we have in us, like these are absolute facts, you know. They're not. They're not. They're not. They're not. They're not. They're not facts. They're not facts. They're just things we've been holding on to and believing. But
That it's time for those to go out because
yes,
there's new, what's really real is coming in. We have been
yes,
lied to
yes,
forever. What's really real is coming. And like you said, they even, sh when you said, you know, how you break up the dirt and till it, they used the same wording with me last night. And it was like, let yourself break, let yourself
yes,
break open, let yourself break apart. Because
yes,
now, when you're put back together, it's going to be the right way for the first time in millennia.
yes. Don't hold that old structure together. Don't hold the old structures together. Let them go. Like I said,
Fall
I when I
apart.
just looked at my solar plexus chakra and it ain't even spin in circle no more. Now it's something else completely. Now it's like it's a different structure altogether.
They're
Like the
probably,
old me
yeah.
would have been like, no, it has to be a spinning circle,
No,
like a flower. No,
I
nope,
think
nope.
George Kavasilis teaches how to remove the chakras because they're there to hold old patterns in. So what you're seeing matches that.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
know,
it
what
very
if
well
our
could
chakra
be.
system was to lock in those beliefs that we're holding on to? And what
It
if,
may have been being used for that. I feel like I would could use mine for whatever, but that could have been part of the
I'm
apparatus where
just
they were
throwing it
being
out there,
used.
yeah.
Yeah, no, they really, yes, you're right. That's what they could have been being used to do. Why not? I have heard that before too.
But that was, yeah, I don't stick to any belief because like I said, we know nothing.
Yeah, we
Basically,
really know nothing, and it's so exciting.
isn't it? It's really so all if people want to know now, okay, now what do I do? This is new energy. If I let everything else go, if I fall apart and let myself open up, what's going to happen? Well, when you do that, it's not that you're letting your life fall apart, it's that you're allowing room for something new to come in. When you work on those traumas, when you work on those things that you've pushed deep inside because you didn't know where to put them,
Yeah,
it's now is the most important time to pull those things out, look at them and say, do I need that? What can I learn from it? If I can't learn anything from it, toss it. You don't need
yeah.
to be filled with all this stuff because there's so much new, like you said, seeds coming in.
Yes.
And we need to
Yeah.
be these fertile, not saying that like a mother, but we need to be fertile ground for what's new.
Yes. And that is for what's left in your body. If you're listening to us and you're trying to figure out what we mean by do I need this? If not, throw it away. And if you're trying to figure out how do I know what I need or how do I know like how do I even keep sanity if I let go of everything?
Right?
Really, my advice is right now, if you're listening to us, close your eyes and sink down into your emotional body. Most people have like a little noise in there all the time, something that's clanking around that's uncomfortable, making them, giving them anxiety or anchoring them to something, some discomfort. Close your eyes and go down into your emotions and find the very first thing you land on that you do not like the way it feels. If you've got something in there, um, so let's see. I'll do it right now. I know I have about three more things I need to get rid of. If I go down in there right now, I have unforgiveness towards my sister, a little tiny bit. And actually, the second I looked at it, I put light on it, it disappeared. So
Isn't that
that's over
amazing?
now. Yeah, that's over now. I'm ready to surrender it because it's not more important to me than my completeness, my wholeness, and my peace. So you would go down into it, find the first uncomfortable emotion, take a minute, look at it, go back into the situation, go back into the memory, go into it, relive it, but this time imbue it with love and then set it free. View it through the eyes of the highest love and then release it. A lot of the times, the things that you're holding on to, you think they're somehow going to keep you safe. Like, if I remember this trauma, if I remember this thing this person did to me, then they can't do it again. They can't hurt me again. That's how you hold it, thinking that it's somehow keeping you safe. And also, you hold it because it becomes part of your identity. And also, let's just be so for real. It suits you to be a victim sometimes because as long as you're a victim, you're not required to get up and do anything and
Do any
handle
work,
anything.
right?
So let's just go on and that's going to be old. Let's just let that go. Let's just push through that. Have the feeling, look at it one more time, imbue it with love, set it free. And you don't have to ever look at it and think about it again. And then go back in the next emotion you find, the next uncomfortable discomfort, this thing that's been holding you like, but don't you know what would happen to me? But don't you know what they did to me? Don't you know why I feel this way? If anybody knows, boo, I know. And so does Erica.
Yeah.
We know, we know, I know. But you, so long as you allow that to bind you and keep it plugged into you, that person or those situations, they have power over you, and you
They're
never take
giving
your
your,
power back for
yeah.
yourself.
They have your power. Take your
They
power
have
back.
they can't hurt you anymore. Okay?
It's
They
safe
don't need.
time, everybody. I want everybody to know it's time that we're safe now. You're safe
Yes,
from major targeting. You're safe from heartaches. You know how many clients I see that close their hearts because it's safer that way? And they're coming to me and they're like, I don't know why I can't connect to my heart. But I had to shut it down because I didn't want to hurt.
right,
You're safe now. You're
right.
safe now. It's okay to open. Open, open, open.
Well, the one guarantee is that you will never be safe until you open. Like
There
you
you
won't
go.
you will not experience the safety. Rather, the safety is there, but you will not
Yeah.
experience it. You will not receive the benefit of it so long as you don't if you don't open up. So it's okay. It really is the next step. If you want to evolve, the next step is to just exhale, let it out, and imagine yourself before this world constructed all of these traumas around you.
Who are you without what the world made you have to be? Who are you without the person who had to struggle to stay alive to survive? Who are you underneath all that?
And know that there is a version of you underneath all that. That's the biggest thing. It's there. It is there. I promise you. There is a
Yeah.
you that was you before they slapped that social security number on you. There's a you that was you before this world matrixified you and turned you into a Frankenstein monstrosity of a beautiful being. And I love you so much, and I want you to be free, and you can be free. But the decision really truly has to be yours. And for me, I thrashed against that. I kicked and screamed, like, you mean to tell me I have to do this? Nobody else can do this? Like, I have to do it. You mean, God dang it. I really was so angry about that sincerely for a while. And then I realized how much power I had. But before that, I writhed and wriggled and was like, oh, I want somebody else to do it. Can't I just take some Ormus? Can't I just put a crystal on? Can't I sit crisscross applesauce and put sage in the sky? I can pretend cut cords, like, ain't there something I can do besides this?
I
Nope.
know. Nope. You
You
gotta
really?
gotta feel it to heal it. Gotta look at it. So how can people find you?
My TikTok, so far so good. It's still hanging on. I'm up to I think 30,000 followers.
Wow. Yeah, I don't
Yeah,
think you'll have any issues from now on. I don't feel like anything will be taken down.
I would
And
love
it,
that.
and your website? Do you have a
Oh, well,
website?
the TikTok is Eloquent Eve 1984, one word. Eloquent Eve 1984. I don't have a website, but my email is plasmaconsciousness@gmail.com.
Okay. And oh, I'm building a new website. It's going to be Erica Amarina Blue Star Kachina. It'll be done in a few weeks. But my old website is still up. It's ericaamarina.com, and you can reach me there. And thank you, my beautiful sister, for having just this talk. I love these talks and they scare me at the same time. But thank you.
Okay,
Or
I'm so excited.